Part 48. The Hijra. Upon his return, the Prophet granted the Muslims permission to emigrate, and they began doing so individually and in secret. Tensions in Mecca were at an all-time high, and the Quraysh would not allow anyone to openly emigrate without facing aggression and abuse. The first to emigrate was Abu Salama ibn Abd al-Asad. Abu Salama was not from the Quraysh, but in a rare occurrence he switched tribes to marry Salama, who was from the Quraysh. Abu Salama and Salama had previously emigrated to Abyssinia, but when the rumors spread about the Quraysh accepting Islam and the Muslims returned to Mecca, they remained in Mecca, whereas most of the emigrants returned to Abyssinia once more. They were of the few Muslims to have made two emigrations for the sake of Allah, and were known as the people of two emigrations. As the first to emigrate, Abu Salama packed his things openly, and as he began to leave, the Quraysh confronted him with unsheathed weapons. They said,
"As for you, we have no right to stop you as a non-Qurayshi, but as for your wife, she is ours. We will not let you take her or her son, as he is our son now."
Abu Salama's original tribe heard of this oppressive event, and their tribal pride made them march over to the Quraysh. They said,
"The lady may be yours, but this boy is ours."
They physically took the boy by his arm, and the Quraysh held on to his other arm. They both began pulling until the young boy's arm dislocated, and Salama cried out and pleaded that the Quraysh let them take the boy. In a most unfortunate turn of events, Abu Salama was in Medina, Salama was in Mecca, and their 4-year-old son was elsewhere with a foreign tribe. Salama narrates,
"For 1 year I would go to Al-Abtar, the furthest part of Mecca, every day crying, until finally some of my cousins had sympathy with me and pleaded to the Quraysh to let me go."
She was finally allowed to leave, so she took her son and marched into the desert on foot, alone, and without any belongings. By the time she got to Tanim, she saw Uthman ibn Talha, who was not yet a Muslim, returning from an expedition. Shocked to see a woman and child alone in such a dangerous environment, susceptible to attacks from wild animals, foreign entities, or even starvation, Uthman asked what she was doing alone. Salama declared that she was sufficed with Allah, but Uthman replied,
"By Allah, this will not be. I will take you."
Although he was not yet a Muslim, his innate chivalry and honor did not allow him to tolerate such injustice without intervening. Recalling this event, Salama said,
"I do not think there is a more honorable gentleman than Uthman. He walked the entire way from Mecca to Medina while I rode his camel, and he did not talk except that when he stopped, he would gesture to the camel to stop and would turn around, so I could disembark in privacy. He would let me sleep under a tree while he slept next to the camel. He did so all the way home until when I could finally see the houses of Yathrib," he said.
"Your husband lives there."
The journey was over 2 weeks, and he would have returned to Mecca on foot. Allah undoubtedly recompenses such noble acts, and Uthman was gifted the blessing of Islam. He converted before the conquest of Mecca, granting him the honor of being amongst the upper echelon of companions. Allah states,
"Those of you who donated and fought before the victory over Mecca are unparalleled. They are far greater in rank than those who donated and fought afterwards." Surah 57, verse 10.
Moreover, Allah granted him the supreme honor of retaining the keys of the Kaaba. Allah revealed in the Quran,
"Indeed, Allah commands you to return trust to their rightful owners." Surah 4, verse 58.
This verse was referring to the keys of the Kaaba being given to Uthman, so Ali gave Uthman the keys and said, "Allah revealed something about you." He then recited the aforementioned verse. To this day, almost 15 centuries later, the keys to the Kaaba belong to the descendants of Uthman ibn Talha, and indeed Allah's rewards are never lost. Ali ibn Abi Talib narrates,
"I don't know of anyone who made the Hijra publicly except Umar ibn al-Hattab. Umar packed his bags, wore his armor, and performed tawaf, circumambulation of the Kaaba, armed with weapons. He then made an announcement, 'O people of Mecca, whoever amongst you wishes that his mother lose him tonight, or that his children become orphans, or that his wife becomes a widow, know that I am performing the Hijra, and you can meet me outside Mecca.'